When I say that it has been like a Bollywood movie with all these emotions, it is that I have seen through tough times in every industry that I entered. The moment I would put my foot into an industry, that industry went through a downturn. And that has been happening so much that I got to see the flavor of all kinds of emotions, the emotions where people lost their morale completely when the downturn started, right up to building up their morale and then helping them settle down in their work. So it has been all of that. The comedy has been very interesting too. I've built some of the best HR teams that I can be proud of. And I think our teams, wherever I have been able to build them, all of us believed, thank God it's Monday. So Sunday afternoon, our comedy would start, and we would try to figure out what is it that we're going to throw as a challenge tomorrow morning to the team, Monday morning. And it used to be, thank God it's Monday. Yeah, so my HR journey has been absolutely nothing short of a comedy-filled action thriller. If you ask me, without getting into a very specific incident, I'll tell you, because that is one challenge which has really been after me my entire career, I would say. That is a challenge of people having self-limiting behaviors. The moment there would be something interesting to take on, something interesting to drive, invariably where I found a problem is when people said that, no, it can't be done, or I can't do it. So for me to get into people's minds, remove those shackles of their own self-limiting behaviors, unlock the hidden potential in them, that has been the challenge. And I think my success stories are also resting right there. So when I just mentioned to you that some of the best HR teams I had the privilege of building, and today when I see them as very, very successful HR leaders in organizations of repute, I think the biggest challenge I overcame was to unlock the hidden potential in each one of them. Each one of them had a strength which he or she was not aware of. And they were all playing to the tunes of what the organization was wanting them to do. They were kind of molding themselves into what the organization wanted them to be looked like. But actually, what they were inside, what they were from within, was something very, very different. So unlocking everybody's individual potential and making them play the best role, that has been my challenge, as well as the biggest challenge that I've ever overcame. So that has been my success story as well. I think the biggest stereotype that I really want to address or bust the myth around is HR is meant to be a profession which is most suited for women. That is a stereotype, I would say. And why? Because many a time, you are aware that I interact a lot with the student community. And when I talk to students also, I get this feeling that this is a very strong stereotype. I was talking to a student the other day. He wanted to make a choice in his MBA curriculum, which field to branch out into. I told him, you're interested in marketing and HR, which is a good combination. So why don't you look at that? So he said, yeah, but the advice I'm getting from people is that that is a female-dominated curriculum. And I'm not very comfortable getting into it. I said, this is something which is a stereotype which we need to really break, that HR is a woman-oriented or a woman-dominated space. I don't think it is. Anyone that has people sense, common sense, and business sense in the right proportion can make a good HR leader. At the same time, it's also a myth and there's a stereotype that finance and running a business is something that men can do. In fact, in one of my storytelling articles in All Things Talent, I have made a subtle reference to that with a disclaimer that this is a stereotype and it is just coincidental. But that's a myth that I really want to bust. The stereotype that HR is it's a woman-dominated field, and finance and running a business is male-dominated. That is an absolute stereotype which I would love to bust. That's my grandmother, my paternal grandmother. For the strong value system that she created. Very simply put, one thing that she always told me is no matter what you take up, if you've taken up something, put your heart and soul into it, and do not think about what the outcome will be. So whether it was my career decision, whether it was the maverick behavior that I have demonstrated, whether it was building successful teams, or whether it was breaking stereotypes, or whether it was finding out where challenges are jumping into it. I think throughout, this is one statement which has stayed with me, and that's been my guiding spirit. Not only that, she has influenced me in so many ways. She herself was someone who broke stereotypes. Uh, she was a single mother, widowed at a very, very young age, and she actually stood and brought the family to a level which all of us are proud of. And not just that, without much formal education, I am yet to see somebody who has demonstrated a scientific thinking like she did. And therefore, bringing scientific thinking into work so that what you do is not biased and it's robust and it can be openly challenged by people is something that I learned from her, which has stood with me whenever I introduce something at the workplace. So I think someone who's really, really influenced me is my grandmother. I had the opportunity of living with her every single day of my life till I was 18 years old. And after that, it's her memories which have been my guiding spirit.